So in this video, we're going to take some measurements of the current going through this transistor. All of the current going through the transistor will be controlled by this resistor. This is a 470 kilo ohm resistor. So that's 470,000 ohms. You need a very high value resistor to do this experiment. And to begin with, we'll take a voltage reading of the voltage at the power rail. So we can just measure 2 points that connect directly to the rail, and you see we got 9.15 volts. This is a fairly new 9-volt battery. So now we're going to measure the current that's going to be going through the transistor. This is a 2N2222, an NPN type transistor. So the emitter is down here. All the current's going to go from the emitter to ground, but I have the ground jumper here one spot over. That's because all the current also has to go through the meter for us to measure it. So we need to complete the circuit with the meter. And now you see we have about 4.4 milliamps going through the transistor right now. So that's both the current going through the collector here and the current going through the resistor. But this is a really high value resistor. So not much current's going to go through there. In fact, we can measure the current coming out of the resistor, and you see it doesn't really even change the meter. That's because now we're down in microamps. So it takes 1,000 microamps to equal 1 milliamp. And you can see we only have about 18 microamps coming through this resistor now. So that 18 microamps allows about 4.4 milliamps of current to go through the resistor from collector to emitter. A smaller value resistor will let more current go through, and too small of a resistor at the base will let enough current go through the transistor that it will destroy it. So now remember, this is just kind of an experimental project. Normally you don't wire a transistor directly positive and negative rail like this. Usually you have some more components, either on the collector side or the emitter side, or even both, that keep the current down. Normally the base resistor isn't the only thing that limits the current through the transistor to a safe level. This is just showing how much current's going through this transistor without any load when we're using a 470 kilo ohm resistor at the base.